How excited are you to get to Monday night and finally get this season underway?
I'm super excited. It's been a long preseason, long season leading up to the game. So our first game in front of the home fans, not having an exhibition game, it's been a while. So I'm excited to play in front of the fans for sure.
I asked Lance this, what did you guys get out of the two scrimmages, particularly the one at Alabama in front of a live crowd that was apparently pretty loud? How much do you think that can help you prepare for some of the early season road games you're going to be in?
It definitely helps us. Yeah, it was a loud crowd, a small gym. So, facing a top 20 team in a hostile environment, we learn a lot about each other and how we play during games, and just for a coach to see certain lineups on the floor and stuff like that. You just kind of learn who plays well with who and what we have to work on mainly.
And what would you say those things would be the points of emphasis going into the season opener on Monday?
Well, based off of the game against Alabama, our rebounding was definitely lacking. They beat us up on the boards. They're an athletic team, but that's no excuse. So we've been focusing a lot on that in practices, and Arkansas Little Rock is similar in that effect where they rebound really hard. So that's definitely a key point of the game that we have to control.
And the turnovers, obviously, Little Rock turned you guys over quite a bit last year. How important has been working on taking care of the ball?
It's been huge for us. The last year's game, it really hurt, because we were up and we kind of blew it on turnovers. So watching film on last year's game and just film that we've had throughout this season so far, it's been a point of emphasis for us, just taking care of the ball and getting a good shot every trip down.
Do you see a need for your team to score more points, Marcus, this year in order to win more games? Does offense need a pickup?
Yeah, I would say so. And I think that, through the recruiting process, Coach brought in some guys, some more playmakers for us. So I think that in every lineup that we put on the floor, we have more playmakers than we probably did last year. And I think that's going to help us score more this year.
Has there been a lot of adaptation for you to offensive teammates?
What do you mean?
You had to adapt your role on the team offensively because of some of the new teammates.
Yeah, I still try to do what I do best. First off, I think I like to pass probably the most. So bringing more weapons in helps me with that. With more playmakers, I think, if anything, it's just made it easier for me. We have more weapons on the floor. It's harder to key in on one or two, three specific people. So, really, I think I'll have more openings because we have more weapons on the floor.
You're close to setting records in terms of minutes played. Would you like to play less? Do you think that would be helpful to your game? I realize that what position I'm putting you in here, but there are people who believe that it would be better for the team, especially in February, if you played 30 minutes, not 35, 37.
If I told you I wanted to come out of the games, I'd be lying. I'd love to play 40 minutes every night. So obviously that's coach's decision, and he weighs the lineups and stuff like that. But if you're asking me if I want to play less, no, I want to play.
How have you felt at the end of seasons, your first three seasons?
I
when
think
you've been healthy.
Yeah.
Be honest.
I think my freshman year I was definitely, coming into the whole college basketball landscape and everything. I was definitely hurting a little toward the end of the freshman year, and I think that had an effect on me. But looking at last year, I felt like I was playing my best basketball toward the end of the year, and I think I've learned through my college experience how to take care of my body more, and just how to take advantage of off days and what to do on off days where I'm not just killing my body like I probably was freshman year. So just being smarter in my workouts and just taking recovery and stretching and rolling out and stuff more seriously, I feel like that's part where I can control that. And last year I felt like I did that better.
Close games a concern last year for you guys. I know Mike touched on points, but how much emphasis is being put on, okay, we got to be able to close out in the final couple minutes?
That's huge, especially when you come into the Valley. the Valley pretty much ends in a close game every night. I mean, I'd love to blow out teams, but I mean, we're going to be in close games. So just taking care of the ball and getting good shots at the end of the games will be huge for us.
And just going off that, I was mentioned to Lance a moment ago, the biggest difference you've noticed in practice this offseason compared to last would be?
I would say just the overall battles that we have. I think day in and day out, our practices are extremely competitive. When we divide teams, like we're teammates at the time, but like we don't like each other when we divide the teams up. Like we're trying to win, we're doing everything we can to win. So just the level of our practices and the competitiveness of the practices are definitely different this year.
Is there a lot of difference between playing the 3 or the 4 spot? Really?
I would say in our offense, it's pretty interchangeable. You know, I think coach likes to have 4 guys that can kind of pass, shoot, dribble, and then with a big man as well. So I would say for me, the 1 to the 4, other than when we run set plays, the 1 to the 4 in our offense when we're just kind of playing isn't very different.
When you guys went small last year, a lot of times you were the 5. Will that be the case this year? Or with the recruiting that has gone on, you can go small and still have a larger line?
Yeah, you know, I think coach will kind of choose that as the season goes on and with the different lineups that the other teams play. But you know, I would expect to play some 5 still this year. I think Troy will have a bigger role this year as well in that part of the game. So it kind of just depends on situations of the games. But I mean, yeah, I think I would still see some of that.
Anything else for Marcus? Do you want to come out of the game?
No, sir.
Want to come out immediately?
Thanks, Marcus.
Thank you.
Thank you.